This changes everything. Russia's finance minister said, quote, "Venezuela has shown us what happens when you depend on the dollar. We will not make that mistake." Saudi Arabia postponed talks with the U.S. about renewing defense commitments. The Saudis are reconsidering whether U.S. security guarantees are worth staying in the petrodollar system if the cost is potential invasion. They are now accelerating talks with China about accepting yuan for 20% of oil sales. OPEC issued a statement expressing, quote, "grave concern about the use of military force to resolve disputes related to energy sovereignty." This is diplomatic language for "we are all targets now." 14 countries issued a joint statement calling for the creation of an alternative international payment system that does not rely on the US dollar. The signatories included China, Russia, Iran, Brazil, South Africa, Indonesia, Turkey, and 7 others. This is the beginning of a formal non-dollar bloc. The invasion of Venezuela was supposed to strengthen the petrodollar by bringing the world's largest oil reserve back into the dollar system. But the second-order effects are the opposite. It is accelerating de-dollarization, because it showed every country that the dollar system is not a voluntary economic arrangement. It is a coerced system backed by military force. Countries do not want to be in a system where leaving means regime change. Now let me show you the long-term implications, because this is where it gets really bad for the United States. Venezuela is now a case study. It is the example that will be studied in every foreign ministry and central bank in the world. The case study is this. A country with the world's largest oil reserves tried to leave the petrodollar system. They sold oil in yuan, they built barter systems, they created bilateral payment mechanisms. And the US response was to invade, remove the government, and install a puppet regime that brought the country back into the dollar system. The lesson is clear. The dollar is not maintained through economic strength. It is maintained through military enforcement. This changes everything. For 50 years, the dollar was the reserve currency because it was the most liquid, the most trusted, and the most stable currency in the world. Countries held dollars because dollars were useful. Dollars were accepted everywhere. Dollars were backed by the world's largest economy. This was soft power. This was economic dominance. But now, the petrodollar is maintained through hard power. If you try to leave the system, you get invaded. This fundamentally changes how countries view the dollar. They do not hold dollars because dollars are useful. They hold dollars because they are afraid of what happens if they do not. And when your currency is maintained through fear rather than economic strength, it is fragile. Because the moment countries believe they can escape without being invaded, they will.